So this is one thing that a lot of internet gurus trying to kind of gloss over in the real estate world, is that you do indeed need a high-paying job to get these pieces of property. Like, they won't tell you that. They'll say, oh, you can break out into wholesaling. Well, wholesaling isn't for everyone that isn't a hustler and knows how to get after it. You know, it's a niche thing. You do need a high-income job. And I wouldn't say that I have a high-income job. We make around $45 an hour, and that's kind of standard across any blue-collar worker. Like, plumbers are making that. Electricians are making that. Framers are making that. That's pretty much all of my boys that I know locally. Like, we're all making pretty much the same thing. And for our age group, we're in our 30s. We that's about what everybody's making. But here's what I started doing. I was an aircraft mechanic in the Air Force, and that is how I got my job that I currently have now as a contractor down here in South Alabama. And in my early 20s, I was making this money too. Like, whenever I was 22, I think, I got my job, and I was making $27 an hour. And this is in 2012 or 2013, and I thought that was all the money in the world. And I was like, oh, I was just so happy. But then I seen how quick $27 gets eat up. You know, and even when I left the Air Force, I was making $35 an hour. And at the same time, I felt like all of my money was gone every time I got paid. It was like, whether we were going out to eat, paying my truck payment, paying Kristen's car payment, or our house payment, our electric bill, Verizon, insurance, like the same bills that everybody else has. I was like, man, I'm making way too much money to not have anything else than what I have right now. Like, I feel like I should have more. And that's when I really started learning about money. And I was like, you know what? If I'm really going to focus on real estate, I can't be in the Air Force, because, to be honest with you, I was loving it. I was getting to travel the country for free. I was making good money, but at the same time, I wasn't at home with my family. That was a big thing for me. I wanted to be home, had to be home. And I wanted to make better money, and I was never going to be able to do that in the Air Force. I was slipping into that comfort zone. Like, even right here, like, I was doing flyovers for, like, the Alabama game. There's numerous pro teams that would reach out to us, and we would go do those. Different guys in our unit would go do it. It was a great job, but it's one of those things. If you slip into comfort for too long, man, you'll stay there. And I almost did if I didn't take that chance. So, find you a skill set that's going to pay good. And like I said, plumbers, electrician, truck driver. Oh my God, I didn't realize how much truck drivers made. It's just ridiculous on any kind of blue-collar job you can jump into right now and make that kind of money or better. I know guys that are making $60 and $70 an hour, $100 an hour. And they're just like your local guys. So jump into a trade, get a skill that's paying you, and then get into real estate. Unless you think you're a hustler, and then you can start wholesaling, and that's a whole nother video all in itself. You don't really have to have any money. You just have to really know how to negotiate. So if you find a deal and you get that deal under contract, you can sell that contract, basically. So, like, let's just say you go find a house and you get it under contract for $60,000, and you know that it's worth $200,000. Well, then you go say, hey, I got this house, I know it's worth $200,000. I want to sell it to you for $160,000. And they go, of course I want that. I'm saving $40,000. Well, then they don't know that at the closing table, you're also going to get $100,000. And that's kind of like the quick version of it. I could talk about wholesaling for a while. I've done like 2, maybe 3 wholesale deals my entire time that I've been in real estate. But if that's not you, and you're like, man, that sounds like a lot of paperwork, and that sounds like a lot of dealing with closing offices and title companies, then that may not be for you. Go find you a skill. Doesn't have to be aircraft maintenance. It can be anything blue collar. But find you a skill and start investing.